So the year is 1986. I'm a sophomore in college at Indiana University School of Music. I'm home for the summer, our new home in Florida, and I start to play in a rock band during the summer. I'm playing in a club, and up to walk these two brothers with John. And they say to me, "We're moving down here in a month, and we're going to start a rock band with you." I thought, okay, great, sure. You hear that all the time. Well, lo and behold, a month later, they show up on my doorstep, and they move in with me. And my parents. And that begins what becomes a lifelong collaboration with these two brothers in rock music, which leads us to today, and we'll get back to that a little bit later on. So since then, I've had a wonderful time exploring music through multiple genres, as was introduced. I'm a lover of jazz, of classical music, of rock music. Everything that makes a sound, I'm in all the time. And so from those early days as a bass player to now, I've been training, going to colleges, schools, programs, workshops, mentoring, everything I could to become a symphony conductor, a trained symphony conductor. Not an easy task, and it's taken me a lot of years to get there, but I'm happy to say that that picture does signify who I am today. I get to do both worlds. Thank you. But it's not about me today, it's about connections. It's about all the connections that brought us all here today. I wouldn't be here had Mike not attended one of my concerts with Piedmont Symphony here. We wouldn't be talking about rock music had I not met those two brothers almost 36, 37 years ago when we were just teenagers. So it all brought us back here. And I want to share just a case study with my main orchestra that I work with, as you know, Warrenton's very own incredible Piedmont Symphony Orchestra. And our journey together in staying afloat in a time when we have severe competition. You all know that orchestral music is slowly fading into the background of our cultural existence. All performing arts struggle to stay in business. We have a generational change happening. All of our older patrons that would normally support, not only by attending concerts, but by financially supporting us, are starting to wane and fade away. And we have competition like no other time. Media and entertainment is all being delivered instantly, digitally to us, no matter where we are. That's a hard competition to face. Symphony orchestras are inherently expensive to operate. They're big animals. They take a lot of people, a lot of money, and facilities, and expertly trained musicians. So we're always faced with new ways to stay relevant. The generational gap is perhaps the biggest problem that we face. Older patrons that we've had would typically buy a full season concert ticket throughout the whole year. Nowadays, people are making those entertainment decisions at the very last minute, often just by way of a device. So we have a hard time tracking where our sales are, where our patrons are coming from. So we have to find new ways to get in there. So this Piedmont Symphony Orchestra is a group that's made up of a mix of professional trained musicians, advanced adult and high school students that have passed the audition test requirements to get in. And it's a mentoring situation for those people that are not trained musicians that we really love and we thrive on. We love having this mix of levels because the music is for everybody. It's not for just one set of people. So Piedmont Symphony has been enjoying a very long success run in the last 27 years. It was founded in 1996 and by one of the community's also upstanding people in your area, Michael Hughes. And the Performing Arts Center at Highland School is named after him. He's our founding conductor, and he's still very much a part of our daily existence. So we have a full season of subscription concerts. We take chances with other genres such as rock, classical, or jazz, swing. We've done performances with other large ensembles, large choruses, jazz ensembles in the region to mount productions with full orchestra mixed with different genres. And of course, the rock music has become a very, very large part of what we do. We have an extensive outreach program, and we've given away over $45,000 in scholarship monies in the last 20 years. So we're very proud of that. Thank you. That's all great until 2019. So, we were faced with the ultimate challenge, as were all performing arts organizations in the world. We were locked out of our place of business. We were locked out of the place that we would come together. The community aspect, the fellowship of rehearsing with a full group, of making something from nothing into something beautiful to share with the world. Mr. Quater, I'm sorry, but you can't get into your rehearsal space for the next 3 months. What do, right? So many orchestras, so many dance companies, opera companies went out of business during COVID. Piedmont Symphony was one of the few that continued to pay all of its players during all of the dark time. We paid everybody, even though they didn't play a note in performance. Luckily, we were poised to do that. And now we're faced with having to rebuild after that, right? It's not been easy, but when the lockdown happened, we worked quickly. All of my experience as an electric bass player and working in studios came into full play. I realized I had all the equipment that I needed to launch a weekly live stream series for our patrons. And what we did is within 2 weeks, we transitioned into a live stream series that featured all of our players, our supporters. We would bring in our guest artists that were featured for the year. We played all of this archival concert footage that we hadn't even seen yet. It really forced the issue for us to get our message clear and to get it out there and get in touch with people electronically. It also turned out to be a great fundraising tool for us. If you're familiar with the annual fundraising event Give Local, it happens throughout the entire United States in May. And we piggybacked onto this online fundraiser and turned it into a 12-hour telethon the first year that we were locked down, and definitely surpassed our modest fundraising goal of $5,000. And we also continued our Young Artist competition digitally by allowing students to submit videos of their performances with piano to be adjudicated and winning their scholarship prizes. So we did everything that we could to stay relevant. And one of the things that set us apart before the lockdown was this capitalization on rock and roll music. With my background, with me connecting with these other players that I had worked with so long ago. By the way, the connections that I'm talking about, those two brothers that I met 36 years ago, they're actually here today as part of this performance. Back in 2008, we were doing a concert at Piedmont Symphony of all English composers, and one of my board members made the recommendation about, have you ever thought about mounting the Tommy Rock opera by The Who? Kind of a big request. I said, well, of course, sure. But I said, well, let me try something first. So what we did, unannounced, is we did an encore performance in that English composer concert of Live and Let Die by Paul McCartney with full orchestra. We quickly pulled the rock band out and just gave it to him. And the reaction that we got that afternoon gave us our answer. So from then, we've done over 35 rock shows with the Piedmont Symphony, and it's been one of our most fun endeavors. It's actually helped bring in audience that we never thought we would get into a concert hall, and vice versa. Our concert goers actually come to our rock concerts now too. So we have a great cross-permeation between these two very unrelated groups of people. And one of the crowning moments of Piedmont Symphony, the biggest endeavor that we ever undertook, was obviously during the pandemic, we had to keep our recordings flowing. So we recorded an unplugged rock DVD in our home away from home, Buchanan Hall, up in Upperville. We had the maximum number of people allowed at the time in the space. We were obviously socially distanced enough and masked, and we recorded our very own EP and shared it with our patrons. We did this with every concert that year. No matter what, we always provided a recorded DVD of us in performance. After that, we finally were able to get back to normal operations. But our best achievement ever was the mounting of entire performance of two Pink Floyd albums in their entirety, The Wall and The Dark Side of the Moon, with full symphony orchestra, a rock ensemble, and singers. We went great lengths. We worked directly with the video and the sound design companies to craft the show exactly to our set list, exactly to even the videos that were released back in the day that they were made with Pink Floyd. My guitar player Kenny and I had to redesign our guitar amplification and sound systems completely to introduce synthesizer playing, triggering, samples, live sequencers into our live setup to realize this very dense, incredible music of Pink Floyd. So this was one of the big points. You can see from the footage, it was just an incredible production. And you hear me talking about all of this great music and everything. Well, what I'd like to do now is I'm going to get a little help from my friends, and we're going to perform. We're going to perform for you one piece that has become one of our signature pieces. This is White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane. And we're going to go ahead and welcome our people up here. Thank you all very much. Hope you enjoy.
One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small. But the ones that a mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. And if you go chasing rabbits and you know you're going to fall, tell him a hookah smoking caterpillar is giving you the call. Call Alice when she was just small. When the men on the chessboard get up and tell you where to go, and you just had some kind of mushroom and your mind is moving low, go ask Alice. I think she'll know. When logic and proportion have fallen slowly dead, and the white knight is talking backwards, and the red queen's up with her head.